look. It's really uncomfortable to sit on a bar chair without a bar, without an actual bar. And you're like, where I have to lean. It feels good. Hey, I'm Marianne. You're watching MoveOn. This is a storytelling podcast where I invite people like myself who moved to another country and to speak about immigration, traveling, languages, and basically how does it feel to be a foreigner. And I didn't plan that my first episode ever will be about Latin America. Latino Americano. I have people who knows me. They know that I have a connection with the Latin America for no reason. But I do have. So, and to be more specific, this episode is about Brazilian experience, and more specifically, it will be Henrique's experience. Hey man, I'm so happy to have you here.
Hi Maria, I'm really happy that you invited me. I'm really honored to be here, and it's really nice to be just talking to you about our experience together. It's really great to be here. Thanks for the invite.
That's really awesome, and I already know that you have so many stories, and I'm jealous. You are freaking young, and you already have like a bunch of stories, and I have like. But okay, to be fair, I recently moved, and maybe exactly that's why I kind of gained my experience, and now I have a desire to know what is experience of others. I'm like, please tell me. And every time I hear something, it's so different. Like none of those stories are the same. I'm like, that's crazy. It's not like mine. It's not like anyone's. I love it. I love to hear it every time. And that's why that's how this podcast actually was born.
Yes, I really think it's great, to our experience is really enriching because we are traveling and seeing other cultures, different people. So I think it expands your mind. You learn so many things from different people, and you are able to see that like you are living in a small world with your friends and family. And once you start traveling or visiting other places, if you're able to, that's a great experience. I spent money on traveling, of course, but it's something that I never regret doing. It's really great. I would rather spend money and time with traveling than in buying things, for example. So that's a really great experience that anyone who are able to should do. Yeah.
Do you count countries you visited?
More or less.
I do.
More or
I
less,
have a
yes.
list.
How many you did?
17. 17?
And you're saying that you have more experience than me?
How many countries you've been?
Probably 5 or 6. No, 7 to 8. Something like this. Well, I can say. I can count.
Count. Yeah. Let's go.
Panama, Canada, US for a weekend. England. So that's 4. Poland, Czech Republic, Spain, Portugal, and I was in Germany, but from the airport to Poland, so I don't know if it counts. Yeah, so it's 8.
Plus your country.
Plus Brazil, so 9, yes.
9.
Exactly.
No, come on. It's just because I also been in some places just for a weekend.
Okay.
Like Germany, for example. It's really close to Poznan, and we are located in Poznan. It's really close, and you just go for a weekend. So it's not like much of experience, but...
Wow, but you can check mark it.
Yes, that's what I did.
Yes.
That's what I did.
Exactly.
I even counted the country, Kazakhstan. And I was there when I was really, really small. So I don't have a memories about it, but I've been.
Okay.
Check.
Exactly. And I had the idea of, now that I am in Poland, to and it's easier in Europe, to visit every European capital. But then COVID happened, so I'm postponing my plan, saving some money, and for now, probably only traveling inside Poland. But that's a thing that I want to do, to travel around Europe, every capital, and then, of course, to spend around the world, because there are really a lot of things to see and to to visit for sure.
For sure, that's for sure.
Yeah.
COVID, please go away. Please. we have so many. That's the this year, the most common phrase, and then COVID came.
Yes,
COVID
exactly.
changed everything.
Destroyed everyone's plans.
Yep.
Yeah, so we had to adapt for sure. But before that, I had many plans, but now I'm just waiting on it to pass, and I'm probably trying to see if I can travel around Poland, because also it's a country that is nice to see some places around.
You've been only in Poznan?
I've been in Poznan, I've been to Krakow, Warsaw, of course.
Okay, cool. Okay.
I've been to Łódź, to Torun, to Gdańsk.
Oh, come on! You covered the whole Poland. Where you want to be else?
I don't know. I think I can start seeing places that are not very touristic. So maybe to go to the east and and countryside or something. So that's the idea. But I can wait for now. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh, maybe you maybe you didn't visit like I don't know, Krakow, but you did.
I didn't go to Wrocław, for example, that everyone says it's really nice, and it's not far from Poznan, so...
Neither do I. Yeah. That's so weird. I've been in Berlin, but I never been in Wrocław or Krakow. So it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I know. A lot of recommendations, but I'm here for... I've been here in Poland for 4 years already. Okay. 4 and something. Uh-huh. And you?
2 years. A little more than 2 years, yes.
Okay. You came for study?
Well, that's a very common question that people say. And I noticed that for most of foreigners, not most, but a lot of them, my answer is the same answer as them, because I came for a Polish girl.
Oh, yes! Bingo!
Jackpot, yes.
I love it. I
love it
so much.
Yes.
I didn't expect that one. It's like...
You see. So yeah, I came because I met this Polish girl on an app that was basically to practice English, and you could exchange messages, then on video calls and so on. So we were exchanging messages, then we started talking on Facebook, and then this was for like 1 year, just talking on Facebook. And that's when I went for my first international trip. I went to Canada, and it's when I gained more confidence with my English. So then I started talking more with her. And she did one crazy thing, that she decided to go to Brazil to visit me. Oh. So we never met in person before that. So it was, when we met, I told her, like, you are a little bit insane, because I could be a murderer or something, but you came here to visit me. And yeah, she stayed in Brazil for a month. So then it was like we were dating for 2 years in long distance.
Okay, long distance.
Yeah,
okay.
So we would see each other every 5 months, let's say. And yeah, I would come to Poland. And I usually came here on winters because...
yeah, very logical, yeah.
One thing is that, like, I wasn't used growing up to see snow. So every opportunity... So for you it was exotic. Yeah? Yes, exactly. Okay. It's like Europeans in general, they're like the tropical vibes and so on, the warm weather, and it's our everyday life. So I would like to come here in the winter to see snow and be cold. So I would always come here on winters, and she would visit me in Brazil for Carnival, or usually during summer, but every month is summer in Brazil, so not much of a difference. So yeah, and even though we broke up after 1 year, after 2 years, I moved to Poland, right, to stay with her. And we were together for 1 year, and after we broke up, but I decided to stay here because I really loved the country, the food, the people, and I had a job finally, because it also took a lot of time to find a job. But I decided to stay anyways, and it's a decision that I I don't regret. Although I have saudade of home, of my friends and family in Brazil. I am really enjoying my life in here. It's been really great. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's a pretty standard story.
Yes,
I came for a
exactly.
girl, I fall in love with a country. But it's great. I mean, that's great that we discover that this place has a meaning for us. And we
Yes.
that feels cool.
I mean, I never in my life would imagine that I would end up in Poland.
Oh yeah.
And
Same here. Okay.
Yes, and then I was when I started dating this girl, I started researching about the country. Then I found, oh, this might be interesting, and once I arrived here, I fell in love with it. It's so beautiful. The landscapes, the architecture, the food is amazing, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it here.
Is it because like it's exotic for you?
Well, it might be. It might be.
I think we are attracted to exotic stuff. I'm also attracted to Latin America because for me, like summer, the whole year is like, what's that?
Exactly.
Like, what? There only 2 seasons, dry and wet. That's it. No winter, no snow, palms, and like, yes, please. And also, I was attracted by food, local hospitality. So we kind of like, whoop.
Yeah, we did the opposite. We exchanged.
We feel the opposite, and that's why I'm asking. Maybe because it's exotic.
I think it might be something to it because we kind of are attracted to what we don't have very often, or it's not very common in the place that we are usually there. And yeah, that's a funny thing because. I don't know if you've been in Palmiarnia in here. That's this place for plants in here, for exotic plants to see.
Do you feel like at home there?
Exactly that. I went with my mom when she visited me one time. And we were checking the plants, and we were with some friends as well. And they were saying, oh, the palms, they're so exotic. Oh, these tropical plants. And then I was saying to my mom, it looks like grandma's backyard. It was so familiar to us that okay, this is nice, and it's nice that people really like it. But for me, it was very common. So I think what you said kind of makes some
This is
some
our
sense.
salad. This is what we eat, right?
Yes, exactly. This is what your grandma uses for her hair. What? Okay.
Okay. But I experienced the same because I had one date in Palmerna with a Latin guy. And he was exactly pointing and stuff and says like, we have this, we have that. It's like, this is not a museum. This is like, I feel like at home on my backyard. Yes.
It was exactly like that.
I'm like, okay.
Yes. So I think it makes sense that we are attracted to what is kind of exotic to us somehow. Yeah. And about people, for example, in Brazil, actually, we have all kinds of people, like about skin color or the way of their hair.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's a huge country.
Yes. So actually, a fun fact is that in the black market, the Brazilian passport is the most expensive one.
I don't want to know why you know that, but okay.
for legal reasons, I won't comment on that. But it's the most expensive one because anyone can be Brazilian. There's no... although people would think although people would think there is a stereotype, some dark color skin or like tanned skin or so on. Anyone could be Brazilian because if you go to the south of Brazil, you see many European immigrants and their descendants living there. There are whole neighborhoods or sometimes even cities that are with entirely from people from Poland, from Germany, and so on.
Any Russians?
I'm not aware, maybe, but I don't recall this.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can go to the northeast, and then there's some immigrants and descendants from Netherlands and from Africa. So it's a complete mix.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know like your mix? What are you? Do you know your cocktail?
Oh, it's definitely a lot of ingredients in there. Yeah,
Okay.
because from my mom's side, my great grandma or something, I don't know. She is Italian.
Ooh.
And then from my father's side, I have some Portuguese ascendancy, but also African ascendancy and Native Americans as well. Okay. So it's a whole mix. It's really interesting salad. Yes.
Cocktail. Yeah. I also wonder what is my cocktail, even though so far as I know, I'm pretty Slavic, but I have some hope that I have some Asians in my roots.
Okay.
But I want to check it, and it's really common right now to do a DNA test.
Yes, I always wanted to do that.
Yes, I really want, because I want to know that I'm also a mix. I don't want to be just plain Slavic, but I really want to have something like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm inside of me like a small Latin American woman, I don't know, because I feel like...
it's not in your DNA, it's in your heart.
Oh.
And I know you dance and you like music. I arrived here to listen to Brazilian music and so on, so
what's
it's
your name? It's like
Marilia Mendonça.
Mendonça, yes. They're hard to pronounce.
So to my Brazilian friends watching, can you believe that this Russian girl was listening to Marilia Mendonça when I arrived here? Yes. It's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I keep listening her while I'm working, and I just have on Spotify the what it calls like a list of Brazilian bachatas, or just Brazilian top 20, top 100, something. Because I don't know, I really love how Brazilian sounds in songs. Specifically, I don't really like when they speak. I don't feel anything, but once they start to sing, I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. It's better than Spanish. Sorry, Spanish. Sorry, Hispanic people, but it really feels like, I don't know, it feels, I don't know, some power, some they really mean it. They really mean it.
I remember once in here, I went with a friend because she is a dancer, so she went to Bedgost to give a Brazilian dancing workshop.
Okay.
And some lessons in a Brazilian restaurant. And I went just because of the Brazilian food that we had in there, because I needed it, and I felt I missed home less after I ate the Brazilian food in there. But she was doing this dancing workshop, and all the Polish ladies, they were dancing, but usually in dancing in general, for some reason, men don't feel confident to go up and there and dance. So usually there are majority of women on that place without their pairs to dance.
Oh, got it. Okay, yes.
And I was chilled eating my food, and then my friend called, hey, you have to help me here. You have to pair with them. With
someone at least.
Yeah, and then I said, with whom? And then she said, well, with everyone that doesn't have a pair. I said, oh, damn. So I was dancing with them. But Brazilian dance, and in general, Latino music and dance, we are, let's say, kind of sensual and warm. So we have to dance really close to the other person and feel the other person. So I was trying to get the person close to me so we could actually dance the Brazilian music, but they are always very, MySpace. Like, I can't do this. No.
Do like this. Yeah.
Yes, and like a robot. So it was a challenge, but from time to time we find some people from here that they really have it. Yeah. And I think that's one of the difference, that if we are to talk about Polish people in general and compared to Latinos, and without trying to stereotype or generalize anything, but for most of the time, people here, they would feel like they're colder, let's say. And Latino people and Brazilians, they're more chill, they are more excited and warm. And from my experience, I feel like it for most of the time. I feel like per my experience in here, not only in dancing, but when you meet someone from here in general, they are, let's say, colder or just formal.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yes. And no, Brazilians are not. One thing, for
What
example.
a surprise.
For 6 months, my first 6 months in here, I started missing hugging people.
Okay.
Because in Brazil, as soon as you meet someone or someone introduced you, hey, Maria, this is Henrique, you hug and you give a kiss in the cheek. That's basic for us and very common. And in here, you just shake hands maximum.
With a man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
You don't touch women.
Exactly. Just hi or shake hands. And that's it. So for 6 months, I was really, really missing it, like this contact with people, because it was very normal for me that I didn't notice before that I needed it once I lost it. Yeah. And for 6 months, I was like that. And then one day I was in a group of friends, and there was one Polish girl that she said, oh, I'm leaving, I'm going home. And I was a few drinks in already. So I went to say goodbye to her, and basically I forgot I was in Poland. So I went for a hug and I kissed her in the cheek, and she froze.
And she was like, oh, we are dating right now? It's like,
it was
where is my ring? Is he proposing me? What's going on?
Exactly. She froze.
Oh my God.
And then I remembered that where I was, with whom I was. So I said, oh no, sorry. I completely forgot. That's not how we do things here. I'm sorry. I apologize. And then she actually said, well, no, it's fine. Let's do it the Brazilian way. So she hugged me back and kissed me in the cheek.
Oh,
and I said,
so
okay.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I feel this warmth that Brazilians have in general as a positive thing. Because if I even go back to my first trip abroad that I went to Canada. In there, I met many Asians, specifically Koreans, and some of them are friends of mine until today. So it's really great. But I think it was my first cultural shock that I had, that I understood that the way that I do things is not the way people do things. Yeah. So with these people that I met, it was like you mentioned, there were some other Latino people, some people from Mexico, some people from Colombia in there, and we would greet each other with a hug and a kiss. And there was one Korean girl that she came to me. She said, "Are you two guys dating?" And I'm like, no, but why? Well, because you were kissing and hugging. I said, well, that's how we say hi to each other. And then she got a little bit impressed and quite scared and said, well, just don't do it with me. And I said, well, okay, I respect your ways, let's say. And yeah, I became close friends with this girl. And there was one day that was her birthday. And I came for a hug. I said, oh, it's birthday. Come on. So I went for a hug, and she stopped me with like both of her hands in my chest and no. And I said, oh, shit, sorry. So happy birthday. Then I started watching, and even her friends, other Korean guys, they surrounded her and with gifts and singing and so on, but no one touched it. It was just like happy birthday and give the gift, happy birthday, and very, very polite, very formal. And I said, wow, this is really different. I would never imagine anything like this. And to her, I was saying, okay, until one day, because I was there for only a month and she was about to leave to go back to Korea. And I said, before you leave, I will give you a hug. And she said, you can try. So
okay.
I only hugged her on the day that she was in the airport leaving. So it was our goodbye hug. But what I mean is that people in general, they I think people miss it somehow, or they don't know they miss it. For example, there was one Japanese guy in there that he was watching how we Latino people would greet each other, and he came to me and he told me, like, it's really nice how warm you are with each other. This probably feels good. And I said, wow, yeah, I think it's my everyday life, and I like it. And he was saying, "Wow, yeah, I think you probably like it because I don't have it in my with my family, with my friends. We don't hug." And then I asked, like, you don't hug at all? Your friends, your family, your parents? And then this guy, he was like, I don't know, 22 years old, and he said, "Well, I never hugged my father." And that I was really impressed. I said, "Wow, that's something different." And then I said, "Wow, do you want a hug now?" And he said, "Yes, I want a hug."
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And
so open-minded. Wow.
Yes. So I really like this exchange, and I know he liked it because he thanked me, and I think it was a really great experience for him. And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
and for me it was just, wow, another hug with a friend. But yeah.
Another hug.
Exactly. But in here in Poland, I said that people usually are colder at first time meeting. But as soon as you know these people, as soon as you have one drink with them, then it changes completely. Then they are the warmest people ever. They are your best friends. They are there for whatever you need, and they hug, they talk to you. It's amazing what some alcohol do with people.
Okay.
But yeah, with time they get closer to you, and that feels great. Yes.
Yeah, but Asia is like it's another world. I watched a lot of like some days in the past. I watched a lot like Korean doramas, like dramas.
Okay, yes.
I don't know, anime. When I was a teenager, I watched it a lot, and I've learned some behaviors, some patterns in their behavior, and even like especially for Korea, like holding hands, that's already like a huge deal. To hold her or his hand. Yes. I'm like, oh wow, that's like this completely different level of, I don't know, what is that? It's a respect relationship between people. But yeah.
Yeah, it's there are some small things in cultures that if we are in that culture, we don't notice how different or how weird this might be.
Yeah, absolutely. We got used to different things. So we were raised with certain things. These things are good. These things how it should be. And then you face some... I always like to joke that to see the aliens, you don't need to go away from our planet. Just visit another country. And you will be shocked because there are so many aliens. It's like, hey, what's going on here?
Specifically if it's in a country that you don't know the language. Like Poland, for example. Yes. But in that case, I feel like I'm the alien. So yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, you're definitely a minority here. So do you feel like a minority?
Oh, yes, for sure. Specifically for not knowing the language, and wow, my face tells me I'm not Polish. So yeah, it has some interesting adventures about it.
My handwriting is awful. I and I'm an artist, just
I doubt it's as bad as mine. So
how they do it in a Starbucks? It's just like ta-da, and hearts.
Freestyle.
I'm nervous.
Oh, that was really cool. That was really cool.
Your turn.
Damn it. I think it's been years since I last wrote, handwriting, not like...
Yes, I knew. The same.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, you're left-handy. Oh,
yes. Okay, I'll make a heart.
Like a proper. Oh, I love it. Aww.
Looks nice. Cheers. Cheers.
Any Portuguese?
Saúde.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
You have to try it. You have to try it. Saúde.
Saúde.
Perfect. That's perfect.
I listened too much Brazilian music, so I think my pronunciation is good.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah.
Speaking about Brazilian songs, they keep saying one thing that saudade.
Saudade, yes.
Which
Good
is
pronunciation, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And I once I asked a person who studied Portuguese, like, what does it mean? And he couldn't explain it to me. Because it seems like there's no explanation for that, but it's like, you know what does it mean? The word exists,
Yes.
but like, so how to explain it?
I mean, there's no exact translation to English or other languages, but I would say is that melancholy is that sad feeling that you feel when you miss something so much. So when you miss if your friends, you feel a little bit sad and sometimes also nostalgic. So you feel that you have saudade of them.
But it's not miss.
It's not miss because yes, it's different. It's hard to grasp. Yes,
because exactly that's I know. Okay, what's the word for miss? I miss you.
Then it's a phrase like eu sinto sua falta. You also feel that you miss, but it's different from saudade. Saudade is more intense.
Oh.
Yes.
My God, I love it. I love it, and it's really weird word because it reminds me a Russian word and actually an English word. Soldiers, soldate.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the heck? They keep singing about soldiers. And maybe
soldiers.
Saudade. Like what?
Yeah, it's different, and yeah, I usually feel saudade from about your friends, your family, your lovers, but also about things or for example, from Brazil, I miss the food in Brazil, so I can say that I really have saudade from Brazilian food, for example.
Okay.
Wow, we signed the cup, and this reminds me of Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because one time, well, in here in general, people when I started learning a little bit of Polish, I wouldn't know what they're saying in the shop. So if the person asks for my name, I'll know to answer my name, like the phrase. Mm-hmm. So in Starbucks, I had already the whole vocabulary, right? So specific for Starbucks. So then the person asked my name, and I said, first, like my name in Portuguese, in Brazil, it's Henrique.
It's okay.
So first try, I said Henrique. And then the person was, Oh, that was very good.
No. I don't know what I'm saying.
And then I said, okay, I think I might have to give it more Spanish sword to this. So I said Henrique. And then they said, okay. So they wrote. And then when I saw it was written completely wrong. Even either Portuguese or Spanish version, it was wrong. It was with a K instead of Q, U, and it was a mess. And then I started to say, okay, so I will try to make it easier for them, because I actually don't mind. Like, I will try to say my name, or people, if they want to call me with an easier version, for me it's fine. I know that there's some people that it's not okay, but for me it's fine. So I was saying, okay, maybe an English version of my name, maybe Henry or Harry or Hendrik. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
But again, they never got it right, and they never wrote it correctly, or didn't say, "Oh, it's my pronunciation" or anything. So one day I said, "Okay, so now fuck it, I'll say something completely different." So they asked my name, and I said, "My name is Piotr."
That's smart.
Well, I said Piotr, and then the clerk looked at me up and down. Didn't say a word.
Okay.
And I said, well, yes, I know I don't look like Piotr. Just don't write anything. Yeah, because Piotr is a very Polish name or Slavic name, and Look at me, I don't. So
Who knows? Maybe your mother is a Polish. They don't have a right to judge you. But,
yes, I agree. But they didn't feel like I was Piotr, and they were
yeah,
right.
yeah. I can imagine the situation. Just this second when she's like,
Yes.
Piotr.
Exactly.
Is it you? Okay, yeah. I feel you. So yeah.
No, yeah, it's not easy with the names and with the language in general.
But you had language exchange with your girlfriend.
Well, while we were together, like we would speak mostly in English.
Okay.
And I started taking some Polish courses, but Polish language is really, really difficult. So
yeah.
I'm still taking classes, and like I actually stopped for a while. Then now I'm back, but I'm still on basic level. But the weird thing for me is that compared to Portuguese, Polish has all the same sounds as Portuguese. They are just written differently and spoken different, but all the sounds we have. So for me, it's quite easy to pronunciation.
Okay.
Pronunciation is easy. Once I learned how to pronounce some words or some letters or a couple of letters, for me, it's easier to pronounce. But what would not be a problem is actually a huge problem for me, because I can pronounce well, but I don't have vocabulary, grammar, or whatever. But when I speak, people think that I am fluent.
No way. That's
exactly.
So good.
No, it's not, because then they keep starting speaking Polish, and they don't believe once you say that you don't speak.
I feel you. I don't know if you ever saw my Spanish videos. Music videos.
Yes.
People keep saying like your Spanish is like good.
Exactly.
And they speak to me in Spanish. I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. I just sing in Spanish.
Yeah.
But you are fluent. Your pronunciation. So yeah, I feel you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, your videos are this example, because you were very very good pronunciation as well. Yeah, and then when you said you didn't speak Polish, Spanish.
Spanish. Why?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hard to believe. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I understand.
Yeah, I had a few times that I had to buy a battery lamp, to go camping.
Okay.
So I was learning how to say this word in the morning and how to order it. And then I went to the shop specifically for that. And there was an old Polish lady, like worst nightmare, because they usually won't speak English.
Also, yeah.
So I used my best Polish, and I ordered the battery lamp in Polish. Tipo, animar a lâmpada na bateria. And then, but before I said in Polish that I don't speak Polish, I excused myself. I don't speak Polish, but do you have this? And then she completely lost it. She was like, Boże, what the hell? Of course you speak Polish. You're fluent. And then they started speaking Polish with another client, and they were laughing, looking at me, and I was completely lost. And I was, sorry, I don't. Give me my product. And yeah, not once, not twice, like many times, many times this happens. Yeah, but I think it will take for me a few years yet to have a good grasp of the language. I can't have any long conversation yet with Polish, but this doesn't stop me from going out and trying and meeting people, and yeah.
Through the conversation, I think that's the best way to learn the language, and you are in the environment, so it will be easier, and you are putting some effort. So
yes, exactly.
You will be fine.
Yeah,
that's cool. Do you know more languages? You know Spanish. You know Portuguese.
It's Spanish, Portuguese, and
Portuguese.
English.
Okay.
Yeah. And right now I'm stuck with Polish because I would like to learn new languages. Russian is one of them, but I have to learn Polish first to move on. And
why do you need Russian? What the hell?
I don't know. I like it. It sounds nice, although it sounds really threatening.
Depends how you're using it.
Yes, I
I
imagine.
can sound really, really not threatening.
Yeah. No, you look friendly and sound friendly, so I think it depends also on the person. But yeah, I think
But I know what you mean. I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Yes.
I like the sound of it, and yeah, I have some Russian friends or from Ukraine as well. My flatmates, they basically talk between themselves in Russian.
Are they Ukrainians?
There are two guys from Kazakhstan and one girl from Ukraine, and they barely speak English. Like only one of them speaks more or less, but we still use translator to do that. And yeah, and there was one time that the girl thought that I was the one that let the kitchen dirty or something, and I wasn't even home. But when I arrived, she started talking to me in Russian, and maybe that's why I feel like that was very threatening, because I was quite scared of that.
Okay.
And then for me, like it looked like she was cursing a lot and telling she would gut my family down or something. And then I was trying to explain like, well, no, I wasn't here. I didn't do it. And in Russian, and I was like, oh, damn, I'm screwed. So then we used the translator and it solved. Well, I used the translator from English to Russian. She read it. And then I said, okay, you can write on my cell phone in Russian, so translate to English. But then she looked at the cell phone and then she was like, whoa, where is the Russian keyboard? I said, well, why my cell phone would have Cyrillic? I don't know. Maybe. So that's why I think Russian would be useful even here in
Russian
Poland.
keyboard. Where is Russian keyboard? That's so good. That's so good.
Yes, exactly. So it would be useful for me as well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a completely different alphabet, so that's the challenge.
Exactly.
That's the challenge.
I tried.
At least with the Polish, it's the same letters that you're using.
Yes.
But with
It's an extra challenge, definitely. Yeah. But I even tried to do Duolingo for Russian. But I think I did only once or twice, and the only word that I remember was velocipede, and that was it.
Okay, that's a good one. I mean, it's hard one because like very long, very complex.
Okay.
I applaud to that.
Thank you. But wow, you know more Spanish than I know Russian. That's for sure.
Okay.
At least the lyrics of the songs.
Yeah. I also tried Duolingo with the Spanish, but it never worked out. I don't know. It doesn't stuck in my head, the structures. Duolingo is not teaching you things, right? You are practicing what you should already know, like how to build a sentence. They almost do not explain it. So.
Yeah, it's a complement. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so I tried here and there, and some songs are definitely helping. So maybe you can take a look at the Polish songs. I don't know. Because they stuck in your head and you're like, yeah, a mí me gusta mayores. And it's just stuck in your
Do you know the meaning of this song?
Yes.
Okay. So you are aware.
I am fully aware about the whole song.
Exactly.
I had a situation, let's say it was like a disco floor, like it was a disco, it was a wedding, okay? So we were on a dance floor, and a friend of mine, he is Latin, but he's a really good Latin man, really intelligent.
Okay.
But wedding is not about intelligence. So at one point they put reggaeton, and they put this a mí me gusta mayores.
All right.
And I was singing it out loud. Of course, I was mildly drunk, and I was like, and he was like, oh my god. He was blushing. It's like, oh my god. I felt so embarrassed that I knew that song. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
I should, right?
Well,
okay.
Depends. Whatever floats your boat, I would say. But the same thing with disco polo in here.
That's what I'm saying. It's stuck.
Yes, and
it's easy and it's stuck in your head.
I absolutely love disco polo.
I love reggaeton. So is this a confession or something? It's
no, because
hello, my name is Maria. I love reggaeton. Hello, my name is Henrique.
It's more or less like it because I think Polish people have strong feelings about it. What I noticed that you either there's a love and hate relation with the music, disco polo specifically. Because and one thing that people say like, this is not like Polish culture or so on. Of course, Poland and Polish culture has a lot of more to offer. But yeah, if people are into that, into this cheerful music, same as reggaeton for Latin music, you go for it, yeah. But in here with disco polo, people say no, I don't like it. That's not culture. But once they are in a party, once they are drunk, they sing it out loud. Of course,
they know the lyrics by heart.
Exactly. It's
no
always,
exception. Yeah.
It's always like that. and then it's the same with I think with reggaeton in Latin countries, and in Brazil with sertanejo. That is this kind of music that you listen to, Marília Mendonça.
It's not bachata?
No, it's called sertanejo.
Ooh.
Yes, it's the specific rhythm of Brazil, and it's the same. Love and hate situation. The most classic sertanejos, some people would say like, no, I don't like to listen to it. This is not Brazilian culture. And so but then once they are in a party, they are drunk, they sing it out loud and they know the lyrics. So it's I think the same vibe. In my case, I think I am the stereotype of Brazilian. I like this kind of music. I like reggaeton also. I know how to dance this rhythm as well.
This what you said.
Sertanejo.
This one doesn't have a dance.
Yes. It. I don't think it's similar to salsa or bachata. I think it could be closer to bachata.
Okay.
But I think it's slightly different.
Cheers, and you owe me a drunk story.
Okay. In fact,
I mean, it's hard to be in Poland and not get wasted. At least once.
Definitely. I lost count, but I mean, my first house party in here. I was with my ex-girlfriend now, and it was the birthday of one of her friends, and I think the first thing that shocked me as a Brazilian was to notice that everyone in the party, or at least couples, they had their own vodka. And I said, this is normal.
Like liter per person, no?
Yes.
That's how it works.
You see how normal is it for you?
Yeah.
So
for
me, no, it was like, people are really going to drink all of that. Well, I said, okay. So then we started chatting and drinking. So everyone with the shots, the glasses and so on. And I was in my head, well, I am a strong drinker. I'm strong for alcohol. At least that's what my friends back in Brazil say. Like among my friends, I am the strongest. So I think they should be fine for me. Then we started drinking 1, 2, 3 shots, 4 shots. And then I remember my girlfriend at the time, she was like, hey, maybe we skip this one because I see that you are already a little bit, crazy. I said, no, I can do this. It's fine. Just another shot. Yeah, you will let me do this. So 4 or 5. And then after the 5th, I basically don't remember. I don't remember what happened. The story that I tell is just what people told me.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was December in Poland. It was 4 years ago. I don't. Yeah, 3 years. I don't. And it was a really cold night in Poznan. It was. I remember that I checked. It was -18.
Yes, that's the proper
really
winter. Yeah,
-18.
Yeah,
and I remember after the fifth drink that actually I don't remember. Again, they told me that we were going out because this was just the warm up to go to the party.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just shots and that's it. That's it. That's the story.
That was the warm up.
Exactly, that's the warm
to the
up.
party. And I was already not remembering things. Yeah. So after 5 shots, people said, "Okay, let's go to the party, to the club, whatever." And I said, "Okay." So then I got up and then I started going out of the house without my jacket and without my shoes. Just leaving. So they just pulled me back and they said, "Okay, no, it's fucking cold outside. Just grab your jacket, your shoes, more importantly." When I went back, I saw the birthday guy. He was by himself at the table drinking. And I said, "Well,
let me hug him." I don't know.
That would be the main, yeah.
Okay.
But actually, I don't remember, but I have some flashes, so I know more or less how I was feeling about the situation that people told me. I probably imagined that, okay, I need to drink with him because he's by himself drinking, so I'll go there. Mm-hmm. People said that I had 3 more shots of him. So my account,
8 already.
8
okay.
shots already. And we left finally to go to the party. This time with all clothes on and so on. But I was in a condition that I couldn't walk. Right. So this guy, he was helping me. He was literally hugging me. Yes. And carrying me.
Okay.
So we were in 10 people. I don't remember, of course, but we saw the tram like far away. So people started running and I couldn't run. So the guy, he said that we would take the next tram. Mm-hmm. So he would walk with me. And the fun thing is that this guy, he didn't speak English. He spoke either both Polish and Russian, but no English.
No, okay.
So I don't know how did we connect. I think it was the power of vodka. And yeah, because he took me to the next tram. He said that I slept on the floor, like laying on the floor, not on the...
What?
Yeah, it wasn't on the seat. It was on the floor. I slept.
That's
for
magical.
5 minutes or something, and then
he was tired. I need to chill.
Yes, and then he said that I woke up and I told him that I wanted to eat McDonald's. So we stopped a few stops before where we should go. Okay. He took me to the McDonald's and I told him that I wanted to eat just raw bacon from McDonald's, not the burger, just raw bacon. So what, am I pregnant or something? I don't know. But he ordered me a burger, just a burger. Anyway, he paid for it. He was very nice. I took a bite and then I said, I'll feel bad if I eat. So, and then I threw it in the bin. Yeah. So then, like, we took a Uber then to go to where the rest were. All problems that I gave him. And it was the birthday guy, so he was missing the party. So we met everyone else. And then we were walking towards the club or whatever that was. Then this part I remember because we were walking on the sidewalk. And people, they were evading, like in something on the way. So they were just turning and crossing. Mm-hmm. So there was something in there, but I couldn't see what it was because there was nothing for me. So I said, why people are doing this? So I just went walking straight on it. And there was a puddle in there, like water, but it was -18. So it was basically ice. And I slipped on it. So actually, yeah, like my butt went for 5 meters on the sidewalk and I was all bruised up and so on. And then my girlfriend said, no, you are in no conditions. I'll take you home. And I said, no, come on. I will just drink a Coca-Cola or whatever, and I'll be fine. We have to party.
I mean, at that point, she understood that you are in a bad condition. Excuse me.
Yes.
I would start to worry you once you left your shoes at home.
Yes, the evidence was there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they gave me cola. I threw up. And then she said, okay, now it's time. Now it's time. So, yeah, then we left to home and that was it. But this was like, it wasn't even midnight. Mm-hmm. And then I found out like...
6 p.m.
Yeah, we started around, I don't know, 8:30, 9. And then people were drinking, and that was the warm-up, and then we were going to the party. But for me, I wasn't never used to that. Like midnight, people were starting to party, and I was already wasted. And I thought I was drunk for alcohol. And when I told this to my ex-girlfriend's family, they started laughing out loud. Like, you were drunk for alcohol? I don't even want to see your friends. Sorry, guys. But yes, because then I compare to my friends in Brazil, my closest friends, like we like to go out and party and so on, and we like to drink, but mostly like beer. In Brazil, it's more common that we drink beer, or sometimes we make some drinks with our alcohol that's called cachaça. That's the one we make caipirinha with. That is very similar to vodka. But then we add lime and ice and sugar, and we make some refreshing cocktail. Yes. But for example, every time I go to Brazil, half of my luggage is some bottles of vodka.
Of course.
The other half is cabanossi. Because my friends love it. Yes. It's really great.
At some point I was addicted myself.
Yes.
And that was the souvenir I was bringing to Russia as well.
Exactly.
But I'm also guilty for eating them a lot.
Oh, definitely. I eat them a lot. So my luggage is full of these things. But then I brought some juburuvka to my friends, the one with the bison grass. Yeah. Because that's very different. I never tried anything similar before coming to Poland. So I wanted my friends to try. And then I compared what happened there with my experience in this party. Because we were in 6-7 people. We had, everyone had one beer. And that's a difference as well, I'll tell soon. But then I just had this one bottle of vodka. And with that, we drank for like 2 nights.
7 people, 2 nights, 1 bottle.
Yes. You see.
Love it.
You see. Because then we were, like, there was 1 glass, we put ice on it, and we were just sharing and sipping. And then, like, they were just drinking and getting drunk with that and wasted. So, yeah, it was enough for 2 nights, and it was a little bit like this left. And then I was saying, okay, that's impressive to see the difference, because in Poland, like, one person would drink 1 liter in 1 night, and they would be able to have fun still. And yeah, some of my weakest friends, they drink like 300 milliliters of a beer, and they are wasted. They're drunk. Yeah. And it was funny to compare this. Even when I was dating my ex-girlfriend and we were long distance, when we would go out, like I was going out in Brazil, she was going out here, and I would ask, for example, like, how many beers did you have, or how many? Yeah, and so now I had 5 beers. And I said, wow, 5 beers, it's for me, if I said, no, it's okay. It's not much. And then I was saying, I was going out in Brazil, and she was asking, and I was saying, wow, I had, 8 or 9. And then she was, oh, that's impressive. That's really nice. But then when she went to Brazil, then we found out that the measure was different. because one beer in here is half liter.
Yeah.
In Brazil, it's half of it's 250
It's like
milliliters.
pinta or something. Like in Irish pubs, they drink pintas.
Yeah, but no, it's less than that, because the regular can of beer in Brazil, it's like 300 milliliters, and that's how we count one beer. So whenever she was saying that she was drinking 4 or 5 beers, and I was saying like 7, 8 or so on, most likely she was drinking more than me.
Yes, because I don't think they have something less than half liter here.
Exactly. And that was something that for 2 years we're counting like this, and then whoa, no, I'm sorry, you drink much more than me. Because I think in Brazil and in Latin America in general, because I when I lived in Panama, I noticed that it's similar. We have these smaller cans of beer. And in Brazil specifically, we have one thing that's called litrão. That is the 1 liter bottle of beer. So it's a glass bottle of beer, but we share it. So we have smaller glasses, then we share in a group. So 1 litrão we share with 5 people, and then we order another and another and another. Because I think it's more about the weather, because it's warm, and then if you have half liter to get warm, the beer will get warm really fast, and then it won't be good. Okay, and that's one thing. Like, we Brazilians really like ice cold beer. So if we go to a place that the beer is not cold, then we're never going back.
Okay.
And here I noticed that actually, depending on the place, you can have like not that cold of a beer, and people still enjoy it. I even found warm beer in here that was really weird for me. If you go...
hot beer. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't personally like it, but it's just like, I know that it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's weird for me also. I think we don't... I mean, you can find it in Russia, but it's not common. Yeah, it was also weird. And beer with the juice they do.
Yeah, that's very common here.
Yeah, I also was like, what? What are you putting in the beer?
With juice and with straw. Like, I don't. You use straw to drink beer as well?
No.
Yeah, because I found it here. So, wow. But actually, I had some kind of prejudice towards the juice in the beer. I was saying, what the hell are you doing? And then one day I was drunk and I tried. I said, well, it's actually nice, but I can't tell anyone. So I'm telling just you,
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
But of course, I still prefer some like stronger beers like IPA and so on. And in Poland, you can find some nice beers. But in general, for me, and I'm sorry, Brazil, the worst beer in Poland is better than the best Brazilian beer, at least the commercial ones, because in there it's very light beer, and usually have like a lot of water and corn, and instead of like the real flavor of the beers. So that's one thing.
I like cultures with a lower alcohol income because I have a theory that in some countries, like heavy drinking countries, they drink for socializing.
Okay.
And in other countries where like people hug each other and have more, openness, they socialize and then they drink. It's just like additional stuff to gather together. Here, you drink first to gather with people.
Okay.
So it's a different order.
I see what you mean, yes.
So here it feels weird if you just meet each other
and don't drink.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's something.
But and I learned it with Italy, with the Italian people, because they also have like a different culture of drinking, and it's like really, really less. And exactly, they're so like into talking to each other, meeting with the families, with the friends, just to talk. They talk a lot. And they loved each other. They love the connection. And then maybe like some wine, maybe some sip and thing. They still want to stay conscious, I don't know, and have a conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's like a little bit different. I mean, same in Russia. So for me, it's not a big difference. But I prefer, and I am also was I also was ashamed many times that I am not a proper Russian, that I don't drink that much. And for me, what they do, it's a lot. I feel it's like, whoa, stop it. My body is like reject everything. It's just 2 shots and like, blah. Maria doesn't exist. And it's like, oh, like weak. I'm not weak. That's how it should be.
Yes.
In my opinion.
I completely agree with you.
I would like to socialize first.
Yes, that makes sense. For me, for example, I'm now in a kind of a limbo.
Okay.
Because after 2 years in Poland, I am finally getting a little bit stronger for alcohol, let's say. But
it's still nothing to be proud of. Okay, but
yeah, of course not. Of course not. And nothing compared to Polish people.
Okay.
Let's say. So today I could have drank those 5 shots and still go to the party and be okay.
Okay.
But that would be the limit, you know?
So now you know like your limits, your balance.
Exactly. Meanwhile, like still Polish people could drink much more than that. So now I'm more or less used to that. I know that I shouldn't and I won't try to keep up with Polish people. So I know where I stand. But when I go back to Brazil, you
want more? It's like it's not enough for you?
No, I won't be drunk or anything because all my friends will be drunk with what they drink and I'll just be laughing at them. So that's the positive side. But I'm in a limbo because I am too weak for Poland and too strong for Brazil in the sense of alcohol. Yeah. But whenever I go there now, I just have my drinks and I just watch everyone getting drunk. And people do that here with me. They just watch me getting drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should do a... how to say... Yeah, my English. Okay. Some section in my podcast. Drunk stories.
That's nice.
It will be a drunk story from each person. I mean, you should have one.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember if I do have... I do have one. Yeah, but... I don't know, as a lady, it's not something that I should talk about.
Come on. Of course. As a Russian lady, maybe you should.
No, I'm really weak, so I get drunk really fast. So you've done like a English teaching in the past. Are you still doing that?
Not exactly English teaching, but I worked with translations. So actually, my first official job in here was in a publicity agency, marketing agency, and it was in the content department. So I was helping creating advertisements in English and also translating some of them to Portuguese. Yeah. And right now I also do translations as a side job, basically from English to Portuguese or Spanish to Portuguese as well. Yeah.
Okay. So this is like a remote thing, right?
Yes,
yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Nowadays with COVID, like you
exactly.
can. That's the one good thing, because I see that the way the world works in general. Actually, many companies, we saw that they found out that their employees can work from home and still be productive. So I think this will change, and this work that I do, I can just use my laptop wherever I am. Yeah.
Okay. If you need any translation from Portuguese to Spanish, English, which I think you don't need in Poland. But if you would need, like, it's online video, right? It's a YouTube video on YouTube, so it's not only people in Poland gonna watch it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and I would like to thank you. Thank you, of course. Thank you. Do you feel that like ashamed of your accent?
No, I don't. I don't feel. What?
I hate my accent. It's so bad.
No, for me, I don't think anyone should feel ashamed of their their accent.
But there's like thank you. There's like with love from Russia. It's like
but we speak English, but this is not our mother language. So
I know
I think accent adds an extra spice and adds your personality.
or extra threaten.
Oh, definitely.
You see, for you it will be like, oh, Spanish or Portuguese accent, and for me it will be, stay away from me, woman. I do sound dangerous sometimes.
But I mean, no, it's nothing that anyone should be ashamed, because it's you with your knowledge interpreting another language. So yeah, it's just you add, as I said, you add your personality to it. For example, I have a friend, he's a native English speaker and he only speaks English. So he mentioned like the fact that you have your own language and you are of course native and proficient in that, and also you know beyond that, you know English. It's something to be really proud of, no matter the accent. If you make your communication available to others and people can understand, that's the most important. So yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah.
But it feels sometimes. I had time when I completely ignored the fact that I had accent. I was sure. Yeah, let's say I was sure I don't have it. I was so confident. Oh my god, I like just so confident woman. And these days, once I started to record myself in English, I heard myself like through the videos. I'm like, that's awful. That's what people hear.
Come on.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah, I'm trying to be easy on that, but at the same time, I am aware. And there are so many, stand-up comedians making jokes about Russian accent.
Yes,
that we are threatening. I don't want to threaten people. I'm nice.
But
I'm a nice girl.
As I said, it's a stereotype and it's as a joke. And as I said, like, you are a nice lady and friendly. So in your case, it's not like that. And yeah, I think it just adds your personality to it. And for me, it makes even better because you experience such different accents, and again, this also expands your worldview in general, because there's so many languages, so many different cultures, and I think it's just nice to have all these differences like combining together, yeah.
But at least I have a good accent in Spanish.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my safe place. Yeah.
That I saw some comedians that they, more than once, that they were saying that Portuguese sounds like a drunk Russian person trying to speak Spanish.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it makes some kind of sense, because Portuguese, like, let's say it's stronger than Spanish. We have we have more layers of sounds than Spanish. And that's why actually, like, Portuguese speakers can understand Spanish like 80% without studying it. But Spanish speakers don't understand Portuguese.
Yes, I heard about that. That's so unfair, but yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then they said that Portuguese looks like a Russian drunk person trying to speak Spanish. Because Russian is like it seems like a powerful language with strong sounds as well.
Yes. Yeah. Once I've met here in Poznan, it was like a house party. I've met a person from Portugal, and we spoke in English, of course. And at the very beginning, I was like, "You are Russian." Because he also had this with strong sounds, and like, you are Russian, you are messing up with me. She said, no, I'm Portuguese. Like, no, you are Russian. Yeah, I was so confused. It sounded, for me, it's like I couldn't believe. But in English, right?
Yes. The accent of the native speak in English. Yeah,
that's so cool.
And it's Portuguese from Portugal is very different from Portuguese from Brazil.
No way.
I went to Lisbon for a weekend as well when I was in Spain, and it took me like half a day to get used to their accents because they speak really fast for me, and like they don't pronunciate some letters, and for me I was like all the time "que?" until I got it. But yeah, it's really different. It's same thing with some, even inside Brazil there are some accents that people from the south, it's hard to understand some people from the north and vice versa. So
dialects, some dialects, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting for me that so many countries do have dialects that North don't understand South and etc. And it's not a thing in Russia.
No,
it's a huge country.
Yes,
and it's one language. We do understand my mom from one side of Russia, which is Vladivostok, close to the China. And my father is from Moscow side, and which is another part of Russia, and they do understand each other with no issues. There's like zero differences. So we don't have dialects, so we maybe have different pronunciation of like some letters, but we do understand each other. So that's why for me it's always like, what?
That's really cool. Yeah, as you said, it's a really big country. But one thing that I also enjoy noticing is when I hear some other languages and then I see some similarities with Portuguese, for example, or Spanish. And I see that at some moment these languages were together or they influenced each other. Because there are some phrases, some words in Polish that are the same in Portuguese. For example, biblioteca, sério. It's the same meaning, same phrase. Miséria, although it's different meaning.
What is that?
Miséria in Portuguese.
In any language, what's that?
In Portuguese is misery, like poverty.
Okay.
But in Poland is a dish made of ogórki.
Okay.
Yes.
So wait. So it's the same word but different meaning?
Yes, in this case, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And one thing that I found recently, for example, that Portuguese has had some influence in Japanese language, like I would never imagine. But the word, it's a common word that, not common, but people know, arigato.
Yeah, okay.
That is thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It comes from the Portuguese obrigado.
No, go on.
Yes. I
Maybe vice versa?
No, because I read an article that, Portuguese people were traveling a lot in the 1500s years, with all the navigations, and they were trying to find spices everywhere. So they went through the seas and they stopped in Japan. So they were doing commerce in there, and they would say thank you in Portuguese very often. And the Japanese took that. So obrigado, that's thank you in Portuguese, influenced Japanese language at some point that they have arigato.
That's so cute. Aww.
Yes, it's really nice.
Sometimes when you know more about the world, you feel, at least myself, I feel that it's something like a one piece. We tend to think that, okay, borders or whatever, or you make a step there or here and it's different, but it's more you are learning.
Yes, exactly.
You see it's actually like one freaking piece, and it's beautiful. We all connected, and it's like one, I don't know, thing.
Yes, exactly.
And I absolutely love it.
Yes, exactly. That's why, as I said, I love traveling and getting to know it, because it expands, it opens all your borders that it should be open everywhere. But it's nice to see these connections, and that's like we are basically people, everyone, and we have our differences, of course, but that's what makes each one of us special, and we should just celebrate our differences and not deny them, or get violent towards the different, be scared towards the different. We just should celebrate the differences.
You had a topic about LGBT,
yes.
So I was like, I was a little bit nervous about this.
Yeah, because if we spoke about it, I would be very loud about it because I was in the tram in like three. I was in the tram in Poznan like Wednesday 3 p.m. and there were two girls holding hands and they had the rainbows in their shirts and so on. And there was a guy screaming at them. I didn't understand what it was because it was in Polish, of course. But I took my headphones out to just see how it was. And then this guy stood up and started like talking next to their faces. So I was ready to intervene if it got violent. What I understood by context was that one of the girls, she was going to the driver to ask him to stop the tram so they would call the police or something, I don't know. So when this girl went, the guy went after her to stop her. The other girl stopped in front of him and he pushed her and she fell on the floor.
Okay, wow.
So when this happened, I went running to stop him of doing anything to her. But I wasn't fast enough because the other girl came back and punched him twice in the face. So that was a nice one. But still, the guy wanted to beat the girls up. Thank God I was there. So I just stood in front of him and then he stopped. He was just talking and I couldn't understand. So,
it's a perfect, talk shit to me.
I was just silent and he was cursing probably. I understood some curvas and so on. But I was just staring at him so he would not do anything. And this was a scary moment for me. But because I'm foreigner, because I don't know like what would be the consequences, because like the moment that we are living in, specifically in Poland now, with all the hate and homophobia and so on, I was scared, for example, when two guys came behind me and I thought that, okay, I'm the target next, but they were there to help me as well. So they actually kicked the guy out of the tram. And luckily the girls were fine. Nothing serious happened. But it's really sad to see that these people nowadays, they are not afraid of showing their hate because they feel empowered. They feel that nothing will happen to her if they show their hate towards people. And it's sad to acknowledge that, yes, like probably nothing will happen because like it's backed up by governments and police and so on. So this was an experience that I had here that was very, very strong. And it's sad that we're living in these times. Like it's 2020 and this is happening. This is coming back, you know, and not only in Poland, of course, but in Brazil, in US, people like it's. I think it's so stupid that people hate other people just because they are different or because they don't believe the same things as you. And nowadays they're feeling empowered. So we just have to find a way to make them ashamed again of hating, you know. So with power of love and some punches in the face.
But was he drunk?
No, it was 3 in the afternoon.
Because I saw like a lot of hate from drunk people, but once they are sober, they behave. I never saw something that that would like that crazy that you are describing. I never saw, but once they're drunk, yes, I saw many cases, fighting in the trams, kicking asses. Yeah, I saw many things. But that's the alcohol. So you are saying he was?
No, he was completely sober.
Okay.
He was not. I think he was with his girlfriend, and she was silent, not saying anything, and it was sober. So that's what I say. Like they are people like these. They are starting not to be afraid of hating people, and that's a shame because at the same time we allow it somehow because we were in a tram full of people, and I think like me and these two guys were the only ones who stood up, because that girl, she fell on the floor. She like the guy hit her, and
no one reacted.
No one reacted. People looked away, So this is sad, and like as long as these people are silent when these things happen, these things will keep happening.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So I did it. I went there, but as I said, I was still scared because like, what can I, if I do something in here, if I eventually get in a fight and like in a fight with a Polish person and I am foreigner, like probably the law will lean towards me, a foreigner with a police file, So yeah, but at the same time I knew I couldn't stay without doing anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely that's the world we're living in. Yeah. But are you, because on your Facebook your icon is a rainbow, how do you connect it to that, or you just support? It's just your support?
I am ally. Yes, I am heterosexual, but I am ally. I have many friends from the LGBT community, and I completely support, even though I am Catholic, Christian, for example, and I support the LGBT community and so on. And when I was younger, I was probably with a lot of prejudice, but thank God I have the best friends in the world, and like they were very patient with me, and I was learning through the years, and I still have many things to learn. We are always learning. But yeah, I think we everyone can learn to be better and do better, and yeah, I'm just thankful for my friends for this, because they shaped more or less who I am, and I'm proud,
That's so cool. That's so cool. How do you like it, by the way?
I love it. As I mentioned, like it's really great. It's all cozy, and yeah, it seems really professional at the same time. It's cozy and nice in general. Yeah.
Thank you.
Come on.
Yeah, and I think it's a good advertising for my studio, and I really encourage you to come and be my guest. I don't know the whole Poznan, so please reach out to me. I'm looking forward to meet each and every person here. I really, really want to hear your stories. And until the next time, see you later. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Thanks, man.
It was awesome.
So great. Oh my